Hello, I'm Angela Aurora. Welcome to the Oracle book series. Here you'll find interviews with our authors and lots more. We hope you enjoy the show. If you do, remember to click subscribe and share on socials. Hello and welcome to another interview segment with the Intuitives Oracle authors. I'm Angela Aurora Medway-Smith. I'm the lead author and the human behind the Oracle book series. And I'm so excited to introduce two wonderful beings, Ruth Mitchell and Chrystal Rose, who are both authors in the upcoming Intuitives Oracle. So the Intuitives Oracle is the book I wish I'd had in my hands 40 years ago. It's packed with inspirational stories from powerful intuitives, psychics, and mediums that will actually help you understand what you're going through in terms of a spiritual awakening and help you develop intuitively, help you develop your connection with spirit, help you develop your connection with the unseen realms. And you're not just learning from one person, you've actually got 17 teachers. And that's what I love about the Oracle books, is that we have such a rich and diverse author cast who bring their magic and their stories and their powerful practices to you that you can use at home. So, without further ado, let me introduce the beautiful Chrystal Rose and tell you a little bit about her. So, Chrystal Rose is a dear friend of mine. And what can I say? What can I say about her? So, Chrystal is a Chrystal is the healing medium. She's the director of a non-profit membership organization called Divine Energy International, which has been set up to promote energy healing worldwide. And Chrystal also channeled a healing modality from source, actually more than one healing modality from source, but one of the modalities is called divine energy healing. And she channeled that back in 2019. And Chrystal enjoys creating spirit art, portraits, and autographs. And that's what she's talking about in her chapter. So Crystal's coming to us from Gosport on the south coast of England. And I'll let her chat to you now and tell you all about her chapter. Welcome, Chrystal.
Thank you, Cariad. Hello, everyone. My chapter's chapter 15, Sailing on the Spirit Art Seas, A Journey of Self-Discovery. It's about my own journey with spirit art and how if spirit want you to do something, this could well be your experience of it as well, but you do end up doing it. I've had experiences of spirit art of just simply drawing faces and coincidentally or not meeting wonderful people from the world of spirit art, if you like, Sandy Ingham and Sue Wood, and who was taught by Coral Pold, the late great Coral Pold from the spiritualist movement. And I thought, oh, this is fun. Found myself buying a load of pencils and oil pastels and everything else and experimenting. And my latest thing is digital autographs, which I'm really enjoying. But this is about how you can be on your journey with spirit art and start to draw faces and autographs, no matter whether you're professional, amateur, never picked up a pencil before. I'd like to give you the tools to be able to do that.
Yeah, your practice is really powerful. And what I love is all the analogies to the sea and sailing all the way through it. And even down to the fact that you've got the sun rising over the horizon and the boats and it's fabulous and it's so much fun. And I think it's going to inspire a lot of people to give it a go and see what comes out. Because you also shared in your chapter, you know, your journey with spirit art and and how when you put pictures up on Facebook, people were able to take those pictures and take the messages. Absolutely fabulous.
It's miraculous what can happen. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to have the feedback. Oh, I know this. This is my auntie, or this was my daughter, or my brother, and the evidence you've given, which for us mediums is obscure at times, and we find that the best evidence is the obscure details or the specifics, and nobody knows that. The things that nobody else knows that we can
Yeah, yeah,
bring, and then to put that with a picture that perhaps they've got up in their living room of someone they love really brings that home, and it can get people on to their journey of realizing we are spirits in human form, not just living a human life and for no reason. We're here as spirits
yeah,
on a beautiful
yeah.
world to create.
And mediumship brings so much comfort to those who have lost loved ones. You know, we can't the
Such a powerful tool.
impact of a medium, the power and the impact of a medium's message is phenomenal. And you're teaching people how to do it in your chapter through spirit art. So it's a brilliant chapter. Love it.
Thank you, Angela. The thing is, we know we're kind of chosen for this journey. We'd like to keep our heads under the parapet, usually, you know, and we don't find ourselves doing that because Source wishes that we inspire others and bring the joyful messages forward for people to enjoy their lives and be creative. We are creative, we're creators with that divine spirit in us. And if I
Yeah.
can do it,
Yeah.
anybody can do it.
Oh, bless you.
That's the
Bless you. You're far more talented than you give yourself credit for. Bless you, Cariad. So thank you so much. And I'm so excited for people to read your chapter, Chrystal, and get stuck into your practice.
Me too. I'm so happy to be in your book, your third book that I'm in. I feel very honoured and blessed to have
Yes.
you. What a journey we've been on together, and long may
Yeah.
it continue.
Yeah. It's been amazing. Been amazing. Thank you, Chrystal. So, without further ado, I'd love to introduce you to Ruth Mitchell. So, Ruth is coming to us again from the south of England. And Ruth is an interstellar galactic shaman and founder of Embodied Energetics. With over 3 decades of mastery, she guides old souls and intuitives to trust their inner knowing, embody their gifts, and awaken the frequencies of the new human. Welcome, Ruth.
Angela,
I'm
thank you for having me.
was so blessed that you heard the call and are part of this beautiful book. Would you like to tell people about your chapter?
Yes. Well, the chapter opens, spoiler alert, I shouldn't probably start there, should I? I think the reason, so I'm chapter 17, I am truth, becoming your own oracle. Because for me, I'm really passionate about people becoming the expert on themselves. For me, it's been a 35-year journey, but mediumship and being psychic was actually making me ill. That was my journey with it. So I've had to learn how to find that intuition within. And for me, it's been within the body. It's been a felt sense. It's been that divine wisdom. And the reason why in the chapter I'm talking about a particular story is that even now, when I look back, I am genuinely shocked at how much my body was speaking to me. And looking back, the lesson was, and of course we have the logical mind, we have the human mind. Without spoiler alerts, I'll just tell whoever's listening that I was about to travel away for 6 months to the subcontinent with somebody that I'd been going out with for quite some time, but not a very long time. So of course all the friends are saying, well, you know, you're traveling away, you're going away from home, it's going to be 6 months. But at the same time, it was fear of my life that I was feeling, fear of my life. And I've had other experiences with the 7/7 bombings in London, which, again, that wasn't really even a felt sense. It was just, I'm going to get off early and walk to the office a different way. Got to the office and it's there on the news going, sheesh, look what I've just missed. But this particular instance, my body was shutting down. They talk about gut instinct, don't they? My guts were, I couldn't move. I was doubled over. And this is just getting on the plane. So by the time I arrived at the destination, my body just started to shut down. I couldn't move. So yeah, pretty dramatic. But that's why it's never left me. And so it was that story. And, you know, now we have a word for it, don't we? Sovereignty. But, you know, back 35 years ago when I started out in this work, I realized now that is what has been driving me. But I didn't have that name for it. So it's becoming sovereign. And with the new human, you know, for so many of us, we feel, you know, we've been born with these gifts. Maybe we felt like outcasts or a little bit different, but actually it's coming online for everyone now, because this sits within our body. It's in our brains. It's in our cells. It's not actually outside of us. It's inside.
It's remembering who we are.
It's remembering who we are. Yeah.
And I really do feel that, you know, yours in particular, I mean, there are several stories within the book where there have been dramatic instances where our intuition and our physical body has given us messages to move us away from harm. And people will be able to relate to these things and understand what's going on and actually learn to tap into these resources, because I really believe that the intuition, a heightened intuition, a developed intuition, is one of the most is the most powerful sense we as humans can 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 use. I mean, and we can use it in every part of our life, absolutely every part of our life, because it allows our lives to flow with more ease and grace. And I absolutely loved your story. So tell us about your practice, Ruth.
So my practice it's just baby steps on how to connect, how to come into body. I do move people through, you know, the very basic ABC of the chakras, but then also moving into more of a concept of the divine mind, the cosmic body, the higher self, the galactic self. Because for me and my work, and for those that it resonates with, we're living at a wonderful time in history, certainly. And I do work with past lives and parallel lives and multiverses and universes, because that's, you know, interstellar galactic shaman. So, you know, I work with different timelines. But for me, my truth is that we are living at a time when, yes, we soul, but we're living at a time, because of the heightened vibrations, you know, and so much work that people are doing with frequency, that we are attuning to such a point where actually we become one with the spirit. So it's just a very, very brief, it's just a very brief introduction, just to be open, just be open to it. Because actually, the more I work with energy, I don't know about you, Angela, about you, Chrystal, but, you know, I've been doing this for 35 years now. It's actually just about letting go, letting it happen. And if we can just move into that space. So yeah, I do have other practices on my website if people are intrigued and want to take it, you know, into further steps. But the practice that I share is just, it's very powerful. It's very simple. But it's just that trusting and just opening and just really coming into body.
The simplicity is what makes it powerful, because we can do the most complicated practices and rituals, and the brain will get in the way. But the simpler we keep it, the the more heightened the connection can be and can become. I mean, we've got so many powerful practices through the book. but I've also included sort of back to basic stuff so that people can really understand what's going on with, what the difference is between a psychic and a medium, what the clair senses are, how to operate with your guide team, how to protect yourself, and then a whole ton of practices that can help develop individual clairs, because those of us who work with the clair senses operate in different ways, and so we can strengthen the other clair senses, so that's all included as well. So it's such a rich and diverse book. So I'm going to circle back to Chrystal now and ask you, what's the one key takeaway you'd like people to have from your chapter, Cariad?
The one key takeaway follows on from what Ruth was saying, really, is to just trust and let go and trust in spirit, because we can do anything. We're not limited. There's no glass ceiling. And most intuitives and mediums will tell you this, because it's something that we know intrinsically, but we battle with as in our human constraints, because we forget that one simple thing, that we are spirit. And there's a spirit guide for absolutely everything. If when we're mediums, it's source speaking through us. It's not actually us. When people say, "How do you know that?" We don't. We're conduits. And I'd just like to encourage other people to be creative and enjoy, pick up a pencil and express themselves in whichever way they'd like.
Bless you, Cariad. Thank you.
On their spirit journey.
Thank you. Yes, because it's a journey, isn't it? I mean, in my 40 years, there have been some highs, there have been some lows, and I ultimately I gave up arguing with spirit and my guides a long time ago, and I just go with the flow now and kind of do not so much do as I'm told, I do what I'm guided to do. Because we like to be in charge, don't we, as humans? But we have this illusion of being in charge, which is fantastic, but it is an illusion.
Mystic-Cariad, it really helps with people's mental health, creative, and to give them that outlet. So many youngsters turn to self-medication, where healing and intuitive practices can really help boost your mental health.
Yeah, absolutely.
Holistic health.
Yeah, absolutely.
This book will help so much.
It is, even though it's framed around developing intuition, it is a book about healing and about returning to the self and finding the self and finding that sovereignty that Ruth was talking about when she spoke earlier as well. So thank you, Chrystal. So Ruth, the same question. What's the one key takeaway you'd like people to have from your chapter?
That you are the expert on you. Intuition is your own inner truth. It's a knowing that defies logic. It defies reason. I think you were saying, Angela, it's about getting rid of that human mind. The human mind is always looking to predict. It's actually not that clever. But then when you start moving into that wisdom self, and actually it's about moving, because I can really got the heart coming in here, and it's really about moving into heart, because as we start thinking about new human and new earth, our minds haven't got us that far. Let's just see where the heart can take us. So for me, it's about that. It's about, you don't need to search, you already know. And I just want to, to bring in on top something else that's around, is that this is something that AI doesn't have. I'll leave it there.
Yeah, you could start a whole debate on that.
I suddenly realise it's like, oh gosh.
But actually, do you know what? At the beginning of the book, I share about my own awakening 40 years ago. And the fact that there was no internet, and actually how glad I am that there was no internet, because an information source is only as good as the information being fed into it. And, you know, people just trust what's poured out of the internet, and it really, and which is what's poured out by AI. And it really isn't always correct and really isn't always what we need. I mean, that's right in the beginning of the book. I mean, I was so blessed that I was guided, or my soul guided to me, to my amazing teacher, who I sat in circle with for 7 years, and gave me a phenomenal grounding and a really good base to grow from. And, you know, I just want our amazing book to be that grounding, because it's so packed with practical wisdom and inspirational stories that, you know, people can use it as a manual to help them develop.
I think
So
that's where
bless
you
you.
and I, oh, sorry, but I
No,
think that's,
no.
I just love the fact, I just want to really point that out about being practical, because I know that you really stand for practical magic, and equally so do I. For me, energy work is very practical. It's a tool for life, and particularly we can't foresee how the world is going to change, but I think we've got a pretty good idea, some of us, and it's about something practical that you can take forward. It's evolution.
Yeah. And remembering who we actually are,
Yeah.
coming back to that, coming back to that. So thank you, Ruth. Thank you, Chrystal. I am so happy and so blessed that you heard the call and joined the author cast of our beautiful book. So now let me tell people how they can get their hands on it. So we launch our book on the 11/11 portal in 2025. If you're listening to this a little little ahead in time, and it will be on Amazon. You'll be able to pick up a paper copy, an ebook, an audiobook, as well as Amazon. We're on all of the different digital book download platforms and library systems. And the paper books are also available from online booksellers like Barnes and Noble in the US, Waterstones in the UK, and very often Walmart also pick up my books as well. So this is now the fourth book in the Oracle series that I'm really, really proud of. And you can see some of the other books behind me. And yeah, so I really, really hope that we've inspired you today. And how interesting. That was so interesting, Ruth. We had a spider move across, that spider energy coming on in on the call. That's really interesting.
Reactivity.
Yeah, fantastic. So, on that note, thank you so much for listening. Bless you all and have a brilliant rest of your day. Goodbye from us.